This is the video on my unknown metal table fan. This is my overall opinion with it, because this is my overall opinion on this fan. So as you guys just saw earlier, it was just running. It does sound pretty nice due to it having 5 blades instead of 4. It comes in a really beautiful bronze finish. Closer to the window here. And yeah, and yes, it does work. I'll turn on oscillation, I'll turn on high. It is kind of loud, but it is low good out there. There's low speed. So I do love the sound of it on low. As you can hear, it sounds almost like one of those vintage fans. Turn the light on real quick. Here's what the fan looks like with the light on. Alright, now for my overall opinion on this fan. Now, compared to others, metal table fans, like my 2024 Better Homes and Gardens. Oh my gosh, it's actually getting hot in here. I must turn on the fan. Just gonna turn on this ceiling fan. Okay, that's better. Despite having this fan on, I wasn't cooling down. But anyway, back to this fan. I've had other metal table fan experiences in the past. I've tested multiple in the past as well. On this channel, I think I reviewed this is a video on my opinion about modern metal table fans, because they look good, but I think antique fans are better. But by far, this is one of my favorite metal table fans. I do have a childhood connection to these, especially due to their 5 flower pedal blade design. It almost reminds me of a Lasco fan blade. So that antique store in Riverside, LA, that I went to in January, there were 3 metal table fans. I only demonstrated 2 of them. I'm sure you guys have seen them. So one was a 2003. I'm not sure exactly. It was one of the older metal table fans. Hunter Century table fan with 4 blades, but it still span pretty fast. But the low speed on that one was incredibly quiet, except having a really fast high. I also liked the really slow startup on that fan, and it was filthy, but it still worked great, I guess. The second fan was a smaller 10-inch Insignia desk fan. And I also demonstrated that one too. I didn't know when it was from, but I know that it was a 10-inch fan. And I also demonstrated that one. They were both in the same booth. And I think, and then the last one, it was another one, I think it was on a different floor. I think it was the floor like above it or below it, I'm not sure exactly. It was a Deco Breeze, or Hawaiian Breeze, 5-blade metal tail fan that was hung upside down. It was almost like this one, but it was a bit more shiny and bronze looking. But I didn't test that one, it was too high up. But now I got an alternative to add to my collection, which is this one. And another metal table fan that I reviewed is the OG from 2024, my Better Homes and Gardens. I bought it brand new from Walmart. It was also a 12-inch. And it's been with me for at least 2 years now, and it's been working out pretty well. Now, I just got this one. So, yeah. Another thing is that, despite being like a smaller 12-inch household fan, it still has a grounded plug on it. Which is also kind of weird because the 10-inch Insignia fan that I also made a video of, I don't know if I showed it in the video, but it also had a grounded plug, but it was a tiny fan. It was only 10 inches in diameter. Another thing that metal table fans have changed, well, specifically Better Homes and Gardens, they don't have grounded plugs. Not even on the Pedestal fans. They don't even have grounded plugs. Just a regular 2-prong plug, and I believe it's safer that way. And I do like that, because and then I'm not sure why, but another metal table fan that I have is my Holmes 10-inch. Fair enough. Here's the plug for it. It's only 2-prong. I think it's because it's a really old metal table fan. It's from 1997. But, yeah. And then of course the little Better Homes and Gardens 8-inch table fan. It was also had no grounded plug on it. And I got the white version. I got that one for my birthday, along with the Pedestal fan. And I have a full set of them, not including the tripod one. Another thing on this one, also my Deco Breeze stand fan, which would be that one right there. You can see, I'm gonna go ahead and get close to it. Actually, no, never mind. It's got 4 blades instead of 5. It's a 16-inch fan. Here, I'll just go ahead and get up close to it. Okay, yeah. So here it is. It's got a different type of switch design. It's with the oscillator knob. The oscillator does not work on this one. I saw another one at the auction. It was also from 2012, but it was from November 2012. This one was from January 2012. This one's almost from 2011. The one that I saw at the auction was almost to 2013. But the thing is, the oscillator was working a lot smoother on that one, so therefore that one might have worked. I still don't know why you would want to put a handle on a metal stand fan, because it's just really heavy with this handle on it. I mean, look, this Lasco doesn't have a handle on it, and it's made of plastic, and it's a lot lighter. I mean, it's convenient, but given this thing's weight, it's not, I don't know if it really needs this handle. I'd rather, like, grab it like this, like when I normally grab a Pedestal fan. But, anyway. So, yeah. So these are basically the older metal table fans, but they're not like as old as antique fans. And the very first metal table, and also if you guys are an OG to my channel, my very first video, which was on May 26, 2020, around 6 years ago, I reviewed a Fanimation metal table fan at a lighting store, and it was cool, but yeah, I think it was more like I think Fanimation also collabs with Hunter, and it was the retro remodel from Fanimation, and it would have looked like the classic Hunter table fan, not the Century, but the classic one, with like the cleaver looking blades. Instead of like, I don't know what you call the other type of blade, but yeah. So this is not only about the table fans, also about the pedestal fans. So as for pedestal fans, pretty much I think it's my main one, my 16-inch Better Homes and Gardens pedestal fan. Oh, I forgot one thing to mention. I think Better Homes and Gardens was trying to get back on the vintage fan vibe, because they put the switch down here instead of on the back. So I can see how they're trying to get the vintage look back. And they also had a brass guard, and they were also in black, so they are kind of making a comeback to vintage fans. But yeah. One other problem is that these table fans, they don't really have a whole lot of tilt range. I'm gonna loosen stop pretty much. This is as far as it tilts up. And it's gonna slouch again, yeah. But that Hunter Century fan that I reviewed, I think that one, I remember it having actually a pretty decent tilt range, more than this one. Probably up to around, I guess here maybe? I'm not sure exactly. It was better than this, but I mean, it still wasn't enough to mount it on the wall. But it was still better than this one. And that's another thing that the older antique fans had, where you can wall mount them. Anyway. So now back to what I was talking about. Okay, so as for metal stand fans, like I said, my Better Homes and Gardens pedestal fan I reviewed. No, I didn't review. I have my collection. It's and I gotta say that fan is a really good fan. I mean, it blows a lot of air, and it works on all 3 speeds. It does oscillate, but I mean, of course, being a metal fan, it is shockingly loud. It's I mean, it's not the loudest fan I own, but it's the loudest 16-inch pedestal fan I own. But of course, you gotta trust the manufacturer, because metal fans, they're obviously gonna be loud. And if this fan is loud, as you guys can hear, I'll just put it on high again. It's oscillating. As you can hear, it gets loud. Medium, low, and off. I'm gonna unplug it real quick, so I'm not gonna test it anymore. But yeah. And also the Better Homes and Gardens pedestal fan, back to that one. That was another fan I got for my birthday, along with the 8-inch table fan, so that I would have the full set of the oscillating fans. the 16-inch pedestal fan, the 12-inch table fan, and the 8-inch table fan. And then my second metal pedestal fan, you guys know about at least, is that one. Is my Deco Breeze stand fan right there. I'll go ahead and plug that one in so you guys can see it run. And that one has some issues with it. Alright, here goes this thing on high, if I can hold the camera correctly. This one does have a startup sound. This one does shake quite a lot. Oops. Oh. I don't know what it was doing. It was oscillating, but yeah. The oscillator on this one is broken, whereas the oscillator on that one, it works. But this thing does shake quite a lot. That one is in perfect balance. I also got to turn the light off real quick. But yet again, for being a metal stand fan, it is loud. As you guys can hear, it is pretty loud. So, yeah. Oops. Alright, back to the table fan. Now and the Deco Breeze stand fan, it's from 2012. And of course, being an older one, it has a grounded plug on it. That's another thing that they changed. Another thing that Better Homes and Gardens has, and that they changed on their fan that they have, is that their fans start on high and then go down to low. Whereas with like older metal table fans, they start from low and then they go to high. And another thing, and then now for the third metal pedestal fan experience that I had, it was at an antique store. It was an OG Deco Breeze 16-inch metal pedestal fan in rusted bronze finish, rusted wood, I'm not sure exactly, but that one was pretty cool. It wasn't the best one that I experienced, but yeah, I mean, all the speeds on that fan were pretty loud, like low all the way to high. Like there wasn't really that much of a difference between the speeds, but yeah. The oscillator on that one did not work. I'm assuming it was from 2009, maybe a little older, I'm not sure exactly. But I never really saw that fan again ever since I made that video. And it had the cleaver blades, which is like the usual metal stand fan blades that you'd see. But yeah, the motor housing was like this rust finish that looked pretty cool, and also the stand was made of wood, and I liked that. But overall, it was not the greatest. If I had to rate my metal stand fans on a scale of 1 to 10, my Better Homes and Gardens is a solid 9. The Deco Breeze, well, the one that I own right now, is a 6 because it shakes a lot, and the oscillator is broken. The Deco Breeze that I reviewed at an antique store, I'll give it a 5 because of the speed difference not being too great, and also the oscillator does not work on that one. if I ever go back to that antique store again, I will definitely, and if that fan is still there and I find it, I'll definitely remake a video of it, and it'll be better. And also, I started that fan on low, so I think if I find that fan again, I'll start it on high instead, just to hear how it sounds. It also was really out of balance. It was also shaking a lot. But yeah, now on to the fourth metal pedestal fan experience that I had on this channel. It was a 2024 to 25 Utilitech 16-inch pedestal fan. It was at a Hanford Visalia thrift store. It was incredibly filthy, but it actually ran really good, and the oscillation worked on that one. I never saw that fan again though. So yeah. So I don't really know what to say on these fans. So you guys can let me know in the comments about these fans, and just go ahead and tell me your guys' opinions about them. So thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next fan video. Peace.